to get ahead of the game. And I think that if you are working for a small business, you're in a really unique opportunity. Before I get into what I think are the 3 key opportunities if you're looking to engage your audiences in a new kind of relationship, I want to tell a much more broader and protracted story about social media in the context of technology change. Because over the last 30 years, or rather since the 1960s, technology and platforms have exploded. The number of platforms that we're using to consume content has really increased in size. Today, we're probably consuming a lot of content at about 50% on digital platforms. That's expected to become about 80% by 2020, which is really punctuated because of the iPad and tablet devices like that. So it's part of a much broader story about technology change. And what has sort of clearly affected our punters, the people we're talking to, people obviously looking to contribute, create and collaborate online as never before. 1.5 billion people access the internet on a daily basis, and they spend about 2 hours on average. Now, if you consider that that statistic includes BRIC countries, India, Brazil, China, it's a phenomenal, actually, quite a phenomenal statistic. And 2/3 of the global internet population actually visit social networks. It accounts for about 10% on average, remember that's the global average, not just the UK, of time that people spend online, which is way ahead of email. So if you're in a small business, you're probably doing lots of email marketing, but it's interesting to think that actually your consumers are actually spending more time talking to each other and indeed with brands in social media versus email. So that's an interesting point about how and where you're communicating with audiences. And if I hadn't made the point that I think this is kind of big yet, I think the fact that since I first wrote this presentation, Facebook, if it were a country, was promoted from being the 4th largest country in the world in terms of number of people using it regularly to the 3rd largest country in the world, really tells a lot. 500 million people